Howdy everybody, it's your boy RD. Tonight we're making a New York City classic, chopped cheese. This originated in the Spanish Harlem area and is a signature sandwich of New York. And I got actually a little bit of a surprise. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to stream this part of it, but maybe, I'll record a little video next time. But I've got hoagie roll dough started, and we're going to bake this off. So it's going to be fresh bread for a fresh sandwich. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So, transition. Yeah, alright, cool. So, let's jump right into it. So, first things first, and actually, I'm going to need my phone. Another nice thing is also, I set this up so that you could see me more often on this camera, because the tracking one just takes up too much RAM. I don't know if that's the reason, but I'm saying it's RAM. It takes up too much memory, so I just got a bookshelf thing and put my external camera on there. Anyways, great thing about it is, since the camera's not right here, I can actually look at my phone and not be, like, stressing the fuck out the entire time. Gotta download that RAM, exactly. I gotta get more RAM for my memory. My memory requires more RAM, you know? So I took this recipe from Ethan... What is it? Gosh. He's, like, pretty prolific now on YouTube. Ethan Kowalski. It's one of those fun last names. I'll of course link the video on, like, top right, but yeah, so I'm following his hoagie roll recipe specifically for chopped cheese. Now no, actually it wasn't specifically for chopped cheese, it was a couple other things. Essentially though, here, we'll go ahead and get some interesting scenery going. Let's see how this looks. I'm hoping this is more consistent of, like, a camera angle here. I think what I could do is lower it down a little bit. Alright, I just gotta remember to... Yeah, that's good. Okay. So, I probably let this rise a little bit too long, but, yeah, just essentially got a basic dough started. What makes a hoagie roll dough, wow, that was a tongue twister. Only for me a tongue twister. What makes it special is that, you put milk and some, like, oil in it, but it's pretty much like a basic dough. Mix it all together, let it, rest, knead it, let it rise, and now we're at this point. So, once doubled in size, punch the dough down. Punch it. Punch it. Get all those aspirations out of here. You'll never be anything dough. You'll never be anything more than a hoagie roll. Anyways, using your fingertips, lightly press and stretch into pieces of dough into a rectangle about 8 inches wide. Yeah, okay. And then... Sorry, 1 second. Cornmeal, shake hoagie roll. Place 2 on each baking. Okay, I got it. Okay, so what we're gonna want to do. Oh, and I actually threw my baking sheets over there. So, counter space. Grab at least one of these boys. Alright. How much detonated RAM do you need for stream? I honestly don't know. You could be anything you want to be. What was I grabbing? I was grabbing aluminum foil. We now get the aluminum foil. I'm sure that sounded great on the microphone. And then, here, we're doing a lot of this now. So what we want We want to grab some cornmeal. It's the nice little stuff that's like, you know, you'll get on your like bodega, as we call it here in fucking New York, baby. I've already decided I'm gonna curse so much this stream, by the way, because, you know, I'm fucking representing New York City, you know. But, yeah, you know, it's like the classic bodega, you know, kind of feel, you know. Alright, awesome. Thanks. Happy to hear it. Detonated. That's how I read it, too. Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm walking here. I'm baking over here. Alright, anyway. This is going to be such an annoying stream anyway. So what we do here, and this is from me having no experience ever doing this, so the idea is we want to flatten this out. Just shape it into a rectangle, essentially, based off of the YouTube videos I watched on doing this. Because again, I should specifically say I have not done a hoagie roll before, so you know, it's a little stressed, a little stressful. And to be honest, I didn't pay all that much attention to this part, you know. I probably should have, but essentially what we're going to do is tightly roll this up. Tightly roll it up. And then we're just going to squeeze this seam a little bit, so. I think that's about right. So we do that, and then we're gonna fucking throw it on there. Actually, fucking throw it on there like that. Like that. I realized I might have walked away too quickly. Anyways. If you feel failure is more entertaining than success. I'm happy there's a bright side to all of this. Thank you, Smiley. Alright. Yeah, so, yeah, this one's gonna be so annoying to edit because I will try my best to get every fucking curse word out, but, you know, we'll see how that works out. Alright, roll it up. Now, the reason I wanted to get this started right now, first things first, is because I really, I want this to rise again. You know, the hoagie roll has been, you know, crushed, dreams betrayed. It's realized, you know, corporate America is never gonna allow it to get what it wants. It's gonna just constantly drain its dreams and soul and make it feel horrible about itself and prevent it from accomplishing anything. You know, it's been worn down. Things are looking grim, but, you know, it just realized, you know, that maybe instead of trying to work so hard and trying to make it happen, they need to just rest a little bit and grow themselves as an individual. You know, maybe read a book, maybe start writing some music, maybe take some walks in the park, maybe just get some sleep, you know. And before you know it, it's gonna start inflating again. It's gonna start inspiring to be something again. Be like, you know, I understand what life is all about. You know, it gets knocked down, but it gets back up again, you know? Anyways. Alright. So, that's the bulk of it. Of that part. So now we can just let that wait. Now, now, something else I wanted to mention. Great planning skills. I am seasoning my cast iron right now. So that's why the oven is on at 500 and it's a little bit smoky. I know, Smiley. It's very deep. Very deep. Deep thoughts. Such wow. Anyways. Let's do something fun. That was so simple. We need something We need some action. Okay, I know what everyone comes here for. We all come here because with any sandwich, there's one thing you need. Does everyone know what you need with a sandwich? What's the one requirement for it to be a sandwich? Oh no. That's right. We need mayo, baby, and we're gonna make it ourselves. Actually, wait. I need this not in here. Okay, this is awkward. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, great. And now the yolk has broken. The yolk has broken in my hand, so it is currently spewing out juices. And it's not holding together. It's like holding some water. I can't think right now. I gotta grab a bowl to... Oh gosh, I think I dropped some egg yolk. So I'm gonna just pour that in there. It's fine if there's some egg yolk in there because we'll be using this later. But now look at that. Look at that. I'm giving my hand a little wow, what do you call it? You know, when you give your body therapy, essentially. Therapeutic, I don't know. Anyways. This is a great time to curse. The one time it would have been applicable. Oh gosh. Oh man. See, I provided some action for you. Gave my hand a egg mask, essentially. We'll be using that later. Just put it in front of the computer counter space, okay? Could you angle the GoPro a little bit higher? I'm missing all the disaster. Okay, here. Let's see. I think that's better. Here, let's do this as well. Thanks for saying something. This is wait, another benefit is I can actually see it live on the camera right here if I look at it. Now at this height it's a little bit hard, but I think that's much better. Yeah, that seems to be much better. Okay, cool, sweet. We're getting the hang of this. All right, so we did the egg, and now we are doing the garlic. Now, I should probably explain what a chopped cheese is because I don't think everybody here knows what a chopped cheese is. So a chopped cheese is like a combination of a classic deli sandwich and a hamburger. You might be thinking that sounds like it's still a hamburger, but you'll kind of see what I mean by the end of this, I think. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, it's of course served on like more of a hero, as we call it here in New York City, baby. But you know, I got the recipe as like a hoagie roll. You know, it goes by a billion different names. But yeah. So it originated in Spanish Harlem. I'm not too sure exactly the whole story behind it. Some people apparently say that it was like a New York City response to the Philly cheesesteak, which is not the case. And you know why I know that? Because everything I literally just said was quote for quote what J. Kenji Lopez Alt said in his video. I have no original thoughts whatsoever. Anyways, so yeah, you know, it's just like you know, a classic like thing to get on a Friday, Saturday night when you're out drunk. You know, need something, you know, just do you over. Yeah. And yeah. I thought you were going to chop cheese and fry it. Smiley's like, I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. It's your copy pasta. It's your canned copy pasta. Alright, garlic. That might be it. That might be all I need for this for right now. Oh, we of course need some Splendor. We'll throw that in. And yeah, you'll kind of see in the assembly of this, this is such a simple sandwich to make, but the biggest thing with it is, why did I phrase it like that? It's not the biggest thing, but like, you know, so really this does give you the benefit of being able to like do just a little bit more with it, you know, make your own mayo rolls and stuff. But if you just want to make a sandwich yourself, buy the bread, buy the mayo. Super simple, super quick. But, all right. I usually add mustard, but I think I'll skip the mustard this time. Mainly because I forgot, but also I don't think it needs mustard in this. Oh yeah, this is the new whisk. Much better one. And now we are... This was supposed to keep it stable, but okay. That's fine. And I really like the handle on this one so much better. It feels a whole lot more sturdier. Here, I'll just do some slow whisking as I get some more in there. And then just go ham. Of course, if you haven't made mayo before, don't know how it's made, essentially what it is, you can do like you know, whole egg, but in this case I'm thinking more of like a Japanese mayo, I guess you could say, where it's just the egg yolk. You can throw in some other flavorings like garlic, lemon juice, mustard. Those are like classics. And then what you do is you do like a single drop of oil initially, and that helps to initialize the emulsification, because essentially what we're doing, we're kind of egg has a unique property that helps to emulsify things essentially. So I forget how it is, but essentially both it has both water and then like a like fat component, and then something that brings it together, which, you know, as you know, polar, non-polar, water, oil do not mix. But if you have a binding agent like an egg, when you mix them up, you actually make both the water and the oil thicker than when they were in either of their states. So it's very cool, very, you know, science. And look at that, just instantaneous with this whisk, practically. I'm gonna get as much oil in here. I kind of want this to be a very, yeah, I don't want it to be overly flavorful. Probably should have used a whole egg, but I have a use for the egg white later, so yeah. That is looking good to me, like here. Still got quite a bit of yellow hue to it, but very clear. And how we are gonna handle this now, just put this off like that. Viking funeral. Aioli is sicker than blood. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know how you came to that conclusion, but that was a good conclusion to come to, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. You gotta get, you know, the classic into sorts. You thought I would forget my MSG, but not in fucking New York City, baby! Chinatown, yeah! Not really just Chinatown, you know, everywhere you know. It's in your fucking Doritos. But you know what is the king of all MSG cities? New York City, baby! We got MSG Stadium even. Madison Square Garden, MSG Stadium. Let's go. Alright. Alright, now we can... Alright. It's a little bit like on the sweeter side. That's the hard thing about Splenda, is it's just the packets are much sweeter. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use some of this nice vinegar oil. That's gonna counterbalance the sweetness a little bit better. Just get that in there. That will make it a little bit more liquid, but that's fine for right now. And I think it still needs salt. Still quite thick, which is good. Just a pinch more. All right. So good. I know that's probably a disgusting idea. New York City MSG. So what if I skip some steps here? There will be a test later on everything, so make sure you pay attention. Anyways, cool. I feel like you can already kind of see that's poofing up a little bit, especially that one. That one's poofed up quite a bit. I think I did a bad job doing that one, but that's fine, you know. It's not gonna be a perfect first time attempt, which is fine. Alright. I don't know if I'll need the whisk again, so I'm just gonna put it over here. Pop quiz. And from here, it's honestly gonna be really simple. Like, I kind of needed to kill some extra time, to be honest with you, because from here we are literally just gonna prep the components of this. So first things first, maybe actually, yeah, that's the best I got. Okay, so chopped cheese. You'll kind of see more about this in the cooking of it, but a question too, and how many times did It's Your Boy RD curse in New York accent? So many fucking times. Here, one sec. Gotta get this fucking thing open anyways. Here we go. So some ground beef based sandwich, and traditionally what it is you actually you know, if you haven't been to a bodega, it's what you kind of consider a deli, which, you know, if it's essentially like diner style. They have like a flat top grill in the back, but then like they have like, you know, the huge assortment of food up front. You can kind of get anything, whatever. And part of that is, you know, they're just using all the ingredients they have to the fullest extent. So part of that is, they'll take burger patties and make a chopped cheese out of them. The correct question was it in here. You know, I was watching Key and Peele the other day, and it's like, I watched through the whole thing. Such a great comedy sketch. So I highly recommend it if you have Netflix or are currently sharing an account with somebody and you're trying to take as much advantage of your Netflix account before Netflix pulls some crazy shit in order to prevent people from sharing passwords, because, you know, corporate America trying to bring down all of our bread anyways. Yeah, it's so funny watching that, where back in that time period they had this segment called Meta News, and it was just like kind of playing off the term of meta being like a how would I define meta back in the day? It's like a very Pepperoni Pizza Man might be better at this, but very much of a existential kind of like, you know, wow, that's so meaningful kind of thing. You know, some sort of meaningful observation, maybe something that has a double meaning. You know, very self-aware, stuff like that. So it'd just be like this new segment where they say random shit. Anyways, the main part of that is, it's funny now where it's like, oh, if you say meta, nobody is thinking of deep thoughts or philosophical questions. They're only thinking, oh, fucking Zuckerberg. Yeah, you know, in a sense, that's a good example of meta, where it's like a term that got commonly used online and is transformed into like a new phrase online that was like supposed to be deep and meaningful turns into a trademark brand name for a company. That's actually a good example of what meta meant back in the day, and it is quite ironic, actually. That's funny. Yeah, we'll go ahead and throw that. We'll actually throw these in. I think it would be best if these are a little bit colder, is what my thoughts are. So, that was like, yeah, that's prepped. And what we are going to do is now just get some veg chopped up and ready to go. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go and turn this down to... Let's turn it down to 350, I think. I'm going to go ahead and take out my cast iron. It's not a great seasoning, honestly. Let me do this. YOLO core. Here, let's turn this light on. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to get some oil in there. We're then going to pretend like that was a mistake. All this is, by the way, like a very, like, not great way of seasoning your cast iron. You're supposed to, like, have it in there for a full hour, which it might have been in the oven for a full hour, but then, what you want to do is have it cool down and then use it, but you know, time, and I really want to use something I can get really, really hot. So I put some more oil on as it cools down, which should help create a little bit more of a sheen, a little bit more non-stick. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's go and get started on, let's actually do our onion first. There we go. Alright. But yeah, here we go. But yeah, I'm excited for Metroid Fusion, because I've never played through that game. I've only like watched like playthroughs and like some speed runs of it. So that'll be very cool to play, because I've played Zero Mission, I've played Dread, I played Super Metroid. I think it was in that order, oddly enough. I think that's a pretty odd order to do things in, but yeah, I'm pumped to like finally get to play it and experience it. I know that is like a beloved game, and I'm curious on how it holds up. I've heard there's some annoying bits to it, so you know, there's that, but we'll see. I'm hoping for some Metroid 4 news soon. That would be sick. Hopefully hopefully I'll see that made in my lifetime. Overly dramatic. And then yeah, pumped for the Super Mario, Mario Kart DLC. I think this one's real cool for, you know, it seems to like be pumping it. They seem to be raising the stakes each time, which this is like, is this the fifth or fourth one? I want to say this is the fourth one, which is crazy because first two, it was like pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen this year at all. No, definitely not. I think it's even arguable if it'll happen 2024. But like, you know, first two, it was like, okay, we kind of get the idea of it. Every few months we're gonna get some we're gonna get two new DLCs. They're gonna be, you know, just remakes essentially. You know, some of them being tour, which for me is like all brand new, and you know, it is quite different from you know, tour courses. You know, they have to do some more editing, and even some classic ones they have to do some more editing. But like, it felt, I guess what all I'm saying is, it felt like, okay, we got the idea of what's gonna happen. You know, we're just gonna get new, you know, redone courses, and that's that. But then this last one came out, and it was like, oh wow, we get like a whole brand new course, and like we even get some updates to Mario Kart mechanics. I'm sorry, I am currently looking for a tomato in my fridge. I had a specific one that I, for some reason, can't find right now. It's a bit ridiculous. Like, I mean, if anything, it's my fault, but you know, it's like, I remember putting it like right here. We do need some of our cheese. Good old American cheese for fucking New York. New York City, the city of fucking America. The free world over here, you know. The fuck did I put it? Okay, there we go. I finally found it. No worries. Okay. Get Metro Prime 2 and 3 release, and yeah. But like, what was I gonna say? Oh, but like, last one, it was just kind of like crazy. We got like all of these like updates with the game, which was like, whoa, this like 8-year-old game is still, you know, is still being adjusted. That's like crazy. And then this one, they announced they were releasing a new character and a new course. Which, like, you know, I probably won't play as Birdo much, to be perfectly honest. You know, not, you know, I don't know. Yoshi's my main. I'll probably play Birdo a couple of times. But the big part of this is, like, to me at least, is, man, what are, like, the last two gonna be? Like, what's gonna happen? I think, like, you know, we could see some crazy stuff. I'm probably like getting a little overhyped with it, but like, I think there's a good chance they'll like want to keep on raising the stakes a little bit, which would be cool. So yeah. Anyways, got onion, got some tomatoes. Here's what we'll do, because small cutting board for small. So sorry, something happened and it stopped going live. I have no idea. I never know why it happens sometimes. Good, I'm gonna go mute. And there we go! We're fucking back in New York City, baby! Okay. I'm gonna get a noise complaint. I'm gonna get a noise complaint. Section manager's gonna be like, well, Wardy, why were you yelling at the top of your lungs, New York City, and fucking all night? And I'll be like, what will I say? I'll probably say, because I'm in fucking New York City! You know, and then, you know, it just, bad stuff happens from there, you know. I'm just gonna do real ghetto right now, and I only have big plates clean right now, so I'm like, this isn't worth putting on like a large plate, in my opinion. In my honest opinion. Alright. Yeah. Go to get some of that iceberg. It's kind of, I feel kind of weird with it being partially frozen because, you know, New York City refrigerators work like no other, baby. Your refrigerator just keeps your food cool. New York City refrigerators keep your fucking food in a variety of different states. You have to learn how to fucking use a New York City anything really, but you know, especially a refrigerator. Anyway, adjust. It's kind of good that's frozen though, because it will help add a difference to the texture. So, this is essentially like the breakdown of the sandwich. And hopefully you're kind of getting the idea of what makes this kind of not a hamburger, well, not a hamburger, but also like a deli sandwich, where it's just like fresh produce and like a hamburger. It'll make more sense as it's in the sub. As I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Probably. You're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? It don't make no sense. It's because you had to grow up on the streets to understand it. And I definitely grew up on the streets of New York. You know, I didn't come from out of state and just implant myself here in Manhattan. I grew up on the fucking streets in New York. Okay. Alright. I was thinking of adding pepper to it, but I'm kind of like, nah, that's not traditional, and I don't feel like chopping it up. I think we're at a point where we can get this more started. I think we can get that in the oven. So, open that up. We want that on 375. Alright. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I used up all the milk, which technically I want some milk in there. I only have like sweetened creamer, which is gonna be a weird thing in there, so I am thinking we just do egg white. We just do egg white and water. That's fine. And yeah, we can whisk this a little bit. Maybe get some creaminess from the whisk end on it. So, what am I going to do with this? You may be wondering. Well, that's a good question. And I officially don't think I need that anymore. We are going to... There's several things I want to do. I'm going to take this knife. Actually, we do this after. So, to give a hoagie roll its color... Usually, you would mix up egg white and milk to help give it its color. I know, like, if you're familiar with baking at all, usually you do like the egg yolk first things, but like that's more so what you want to do for something like a something more like a brioche, you know, something like you really want the color to pop out. But we just do a couple good layers of that on there. Oh shoot, I just remembered. We can amend this will be easy. I'm actually going to do the method that he had in his video. I think that's what we're going to do. So, alright, cool. Counter space. I'm going to get that ready. I wanted to... more cornmeal on top of this, I think, because we kind of rubbed a lot of it off. Man, I feel like dough is always so, like, intimidating. Well, like, breads are so intimidating to, like, try, but, like, it also is so exciting once you actually start doing it. I'm just going to do a score right down the center, as such. And we're going to see how this goes. Scary part, the time. time to see if it holds up. Okay, and then additionally, we don't want to just keep it like that. We're gonna take this pan. Here. That was close. Anyways. Alright, so our ice maker, it always brings the ice out like super wet, so when you put it back in the freezer, it just like freezes all together. So the trick to this is you take this and just and that's how you do it, you know? That's how you fucking do it in New York City, but don't do it at home. Be careful if you do it at home. We're just gonna put it in like such. And then we're gonna throw that back in. And get this in at the very... Oh gosh, it's not gonna fit like that. Here, we gotta work quickly. Oh gosh, I need a second glove. Alright, this is action-packed, baby. Alright. The heat is escaping each second we leave this thing open. But you gotta quickly... Oh my gosh, we're gonna get this whole thing out. Put it back in. Get the fuck back in. Then we put this in. And now, what we're gonna do... That's gonna create steam. I'm gonna increase the heat because I let so much of it escape. Question 344. How often should you take ice knife advice from It's Your Boy RD? Never. Fucking never. And then we're gonna go ahead and set the timer. I think a good 9 minutes. We're gonna flip it afterwards. And yeah. Alright. To be honest, I'm kind of caught up. Oof, wow. Struggle with the oven was out of frame. Oh my gosh, no! Okay, maybe there is some disadvantages with this. Oh my gosh, it's like... 1 second. Don't want you to see my bust. That's not the vibe I want. Anyways, sorry that was out of frame. Hopefully that's a little sarcastic. Probably not, because I understand. I had to struggle through that. Wow, I am like caught up right now. I am caught up and I can't really get started on too much more. I'm wondering... I could go ahead and get this preheated. Now that's kind of had a little bit of time to cool down. I'll put some more oil on there. And this time we can just let that oil go. And, yeah. Anything you want to talk about, chat? We are kind of in a little bit of a lull. I'm gonna have some iceberg if I don't mind so myself. Wow, I'm dying over here. I'm fucking dying over here. Hey, I'm dying over here. Alright. 375. Oh, 15 minutes of proofing. Yeah, oh well. That's why it was so, like, puffed up. Okay. Using Ray, blah, blah, blah. What's the egg way? I didn't do mine at a 45-degree angle because I wanted down the center. I actually dig that look a little bit more personally. Bake for 10 minutes, then rotate the pan. Continue baking for another 8 to 10 minutes until the crust is golden brown and the internal temperature reaches 200 Fs. Can we get 200 Fs in the chat right now? 200 Fs for our hoagie roll. For all the dough, yeast, honey, sugar, olive oil that went into it to make it happen. Oh, why? This is awkward. I feel like I should have backups for what I could do in the kitchen. Oh, that is smoking. That's smoking. Okay, we could go ahead and take care of that. That's something we could take the fuck care of right now. I'm probably going to need to turn on the fan, which is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Yeah, that's looking pretty non-stick to me. That's looking good. All right. That should be 200. Let's go. 200 F's in the chat. Alrighty. Let me think. I could run through the process of what I did for the hoagie roll. Essentially, what I did was it was interesting. So instead of proofing or I forget all the technical terms when like it comes to baking, it's like all mixes into one for me. But essentially, one part you want to test your yeast to make sure it's alive. So what you do is you get your liquid up to somewhere between like 95, 105. You want it lukewarm for the yeast to not die, not be too cold that shivers up and dies. It dies, frozen, drowned in liquid, just like Leo in the Titanic. Such a tragedy. Or if it's too hot and then it boils alive. I can't think of a good movie reference for that one, but anyways, you want it at the right temperature. And I say liquid for a reason, where usually you use water and then that just goes into your flour mixture. However, this one, because you want it to have a little bit of what do you call it? I think you described it as water makes crispy texture kind of things, whereas milk, fattier things create more of a softer texture thing. So well, then it could be the second Indiana Jones. Man, it's been such a while since I watched that. If it would just put sweat on, it would be fine. But so you microwave the milk in for, he said 50 seconds. I had to end up doing like 50 seconds and 25, but close enough to get it up to 105, 110. And then you throw in both your yeast and sugar. And also in his recipe, he had malt powder, which I, again, watch that video for an explanation on that. But what sugar does is it eats the yeast. And I don't think in his video he actually adds sugar because milk naturally had it and the malt powder did something. I made the executive decision, we'll see how it goes, that I wanted to throw sugar in there just to make sure A, the yeast had something to eat, B, since I wasn't using the malt powder, which would improve the texture, I wanted to see if giving more yeast to the yeasty boys, it would fatten them up and bloat them up, where it would make, still good bread. That was my idea. We'll see how that goes. And then the flour mixture was also interesting, where I did olive oil. That's what he had. I want to say in the video he did butter, but maybe I'm just remembering things wrong. Or I know Babish did butter. Anyways, flour, fat, in this case olive oil, and then some honey and some salt, and mix that all together. After it proofed, where essentially you'll see like a layer of just bubbles. That's the yeast, eating up and, just becoming fatty boys, yeasty fatty boys. And you're like, okay, good. You're alive. You're kicking. You're devouring everything in there. I'm going to throw you into this flour thing so that, you're not going as crazy. And then you mix it up, let it rest for 15 minutes, and then you start kneading it. He said to do it for like 8 to 10 minutes. I found I had to do it for like 20 minutes. I don't know what that says about me, but I thought I was good at kneading stuff, but I don't know. Today may have me question that. And then after you knead it and stuff, or actually that was knead it. I gotta get used to this. You let it rise for at least an hour. So needy. Yeah. There we go. We killed so much fucking time. Let's go. Alright, so this is going to be real simple. We're going to take this out. We're going to take a look. Oh my gosh, this already looks pretty sick. The goal is we're going to flip it as such. And then I'm going to throw on a little bit more of my egg white mixture right here. Oh, and the steam, it does something. I don't know. With the ice in there, the ice will, of course, melt in a hot oven, creating water, which then will heat up in a pan to make steam, and the steam does something to add moisture and chewiness to your bread, something like that. Some bullshit like that. Some fucking bullshit. Alright, we can go and put that down to 375. Now we just got 8 minutes to kill before we start wrapping this up. Gonna do 8 minutes 30 seconds. So yeah, I explained the dough. Ugh. Ooh, something I could talk about. So something cool I did was I roasted my own coffee beans. I'll do like a little like short like montage of it. It's not like something big. It did take an hour. So wait, do you have a chopped cheese place in New York City? Sadly enough, I lived in Spanish Harlem the first year I was here. However, like any person in the first year of living in New York, you fucking do it wrong. You know, you go to all the fucking wrong places. And unfortunately, I did not go to like I forget the name of it, but the famous place there, and I haven't yet. However, man, what is it called? I really do like all the kind of hole in the wall ones. I mean, I think that's just your typical bodega. You go to Sbarro every day. Exactly. But I had my first official chopped cheese at places like Gourmet Deli, or I want to say it had a more definite name. Let me see if I could Google it real quick. 1 sec. This will kill time. This is such a good question, Pepperoni Pizza Man. Thank you. You've helped eliminate time in the stream. Alright. What is this place? I think it was... Oh, there was Simply Gourmet, but I think what it was I think it was the Columbus Cafe or the Amsterdam Deli. That's the one I went to. Very generic names, but you know, there you have, you know, they usually have very generic names. I had one there, which was real good. I think that one did have peppers in it. There seems to be a little bit of a mixed tradition on chopped cheeses, where they'll have like different things they put into it. It's not like overly strict, I feel like. And that does remind me of something that I need to get out. I'll explain. Yeah, I'll go ahead and explain now since you're looking at it. So, a lot of people would say do like steak seasoning, which is like dried onion, paprika, dried garlic. Some other people had like adobo seasoning, which is similar. And but what J. Kenji Lopez Alt said, our Lord and Savior J. Kenji Lopez Alt, he said to use chicken bouillon cube, and I already had that, so I'm using that because you know, J. Kenji Lopez Alt is our Lord and Savior, knows best for cooking, not because that was just what I had available, although he would appreciate that probably. Anyways, yeah, so that's like the main one I've had. I don't get it too often, but it seemed like a very fun sandwich to make. That's for sure. I think what I can actually go and do, because in the spirit of, you know, it not necessarily being a strict book kind of thing, what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to go ahead and throw the onions in. Usually you would cook the onions a little bit before, or just throw them in once the burger is cooked a little bit more. However, in this case, this is rubbed off from production manager, but I've now really liked my onions cooked down. Personally, I don't particularly love the taste of raw onion. So, what I am going to do, I think this is what I want to use for cast iron. I'm going to throw this into some water. And what the water does is, see, water is so efficient in cooking. So many uses. Using it again to help with cooking. What water does for onions, when you start cooking them, is when it starts boiling, it actually is, I forget what you call it, but roughly it's like water is sticky. So when water is boiling, it'll draw all the moisture out of other things. And when it does that, and it boils out, what you're going to have is onion that cooks a lot quicker, which is what I want. So yeah, anywho. 3 more minutes-ish. I think I can go ahead and get my beef out. I'm kind of approaching this as if this were a burger. And what I mean by that is you generally don't want to season your patties before you start cooking them, because you're going to start drawing out moisture, fat. It's not the best for it. It's better if you actually season it last minute. Like in this case, actually, the mayo is a good example. Why I didn't season my egg before emulsifying it is because that salt will draw out moisture, and for an egg, it kind of messes with the color of it a little bit. It's not the best thing in my opinion. Some people like that better, but for beef, and it's particularly ground beef, because like steaks you can season ahead of time and it's generally all good and stuff, but for ground beef in particular, where you kind of want your fattiness in there, it's better to just season it like right before you cook it. So in the, from what I've seen, is the traditional way is you season it up here, you flip it on, and then you season it while it's on the pan. That, kind of late in the game on it. Alright, I hear those onions going. This pan is flipping hot. I actually might turn it down just a little bit. But this is what we want. See, as the water is evaporating out, you already see the onion itself kind of break down a little bit. Another trick you can do is add water, start boiling it, add a little bit of sugar, which I actually could do here. I don't think I will, just because I am not going that wild on this one. I'm not necessarily going for perfect sauteed caramelized onions. But another trick is throwing in baking soda. Baking soda will really break down the onions and make them caramelize real quick. However, the downside to that is, you see how I have these in nice long strips? And actually you could see this as a plus side if you're making it into a sauce, for example. You kind of want the caramelized onion taste. Baking soda will break it the fuck down. If you, what's a good way to put this? I thought of potato, but that's just another food example. I think the best way to put it is say you're skateboarding, you're skateboarding around the fucking New York City streets, and you hit a landfill crack, some construction's going on, and you flip and you scrape your elbow. That would change the outer texture of your arm, but your arm is still your arm. Now versus if you get some lye, you make a whole bath of lye. I forget the chemical name of that, but essentially literal acid. And you drop, one thing led to another, something happened, you have to get rid of, Andy over here, and you decide, okay, I have all this lye, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it up in my bathtub, and then I'm going to drop Andy in there, and that's just going to like evaporate all of his muscles, skin, it's just be bone, and Andy will be a lot easier to pack up, from there. So, that's what baking soda does to onions. So, it has its times, purposes, Sometimes you need to get rid of an Andy, but... but other times, you want to keep everything intact, roughly. You just want to bruise somebody up, Sometimes you just want to bruise somebody up. Sometimes you just want to get rid of them, Anyways. Alright. It's not the exact color I was hoping for, but I think these are done. I think might have had improved color if I had... Maybe I should have added butter on there and substitute, but mainly like the milk would have helped. Let's go ahead and check the temp though. Wait, what? Is it clearly accurate in a streamer? Alright, here. So we're gonna go in. Oh man, that's so close. That's so close. It's not quite there. Which is fine. It only needs like a couple more minutes. And actually, that's good news. That's real good news that it could use a little bit more love and care. First off, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get started on the beef. Feel confident on that. I want butter. Where's my butter? Butter. There's butter. We're just going to... This is improvising right here. This wasn't in the recipe. Fuck. I was literally about to say, well, this is how we fucking do it in New York City, baby. We don't fucking follow recipes. We go with our fucking gut. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. I know what's best to do. Oh gosh, this was too small to do that kind of application. I'm gonna have to. This is how we do it in New York City, folks. We just gently rub it in as such. Just nice and calm. Not overly extravagant. This is how we do it in New York City, folks. Alright. Let's go. I'm not sure if I'll get the effect I want, but that's okay. Because it's New York City. Anyways. Now. Gonna throw this back in. Alright. Throw that back in. Yeah, any oven action's kind of going to be funny. Alright, so we're going to throw these onions to the side. They're already starting to get some color, which is good. We're going to put them on the edges, kind of help pause our cooking. A little bit more oil in the center right there. And now, we are going to go ahead and liberally salt pates. Teaspoon of butter to be dropped on the kitchen floor. I'll go ahead and throw in a little bit of the bouillon cube. I'm actually going to do this instead of MSG, because bouillon cubes naturally have MSG in them. Because that's how we fucking do it here in New York. And now we are just going to go ahead and... Usually you probably want to use a spatula, but you know. This is how we fucking do it in New York City. Okay. All right. So how we want to do this now is, like I said, we go ahead and season the other side once we throw it in. And now, here. I'll go ahead and do this as well. Main idea is you want to like a little bit of an extra little thing on there It's not like an exact burger. Now we're gonna take this and we're just gonna smash it in. And actually what would help, water on this first, which will help prevent stickiness of the beef. All right, and I'm not sure what everyone's opinion is. Maybe I could have waited a little bit on the onions, but that's fine. But I know there used to be some strong opinions on smash burgers, in particular that it took out all the juices, which isn't, I mean, it takes out a little bit, but at this stage where it's like still practically raw, it's good to do at the beginning, especially to get good color on your burger. That's what the main thing we want is. I think it's cooler down here, so what I'm going to do is actually throw these around a little bit. It's fine if it gets mixed in. They'll get mixed in anyway, so that's going. I think our hoagies are probably ready by now. That was like a good minute. All right. See, the butter added a little bit. Butter added a little bit more color. Color, huh? All right. Now, let's check this one. Oh yeah, that's going to reach it. That's going to reach it. Oh, come on. Oh wow, it didn't. Did this one reach it? I bet this one did. Okay, yeah, this one's a little bit thinner. Oh, it's not quite there. Okay, it could be in there a little bit longer. And we get more color on there, so win-win. I would like it to cool down just a little bit before I would serve it up, but that's fine. All right. And now this is going quick. All right. That one got good color. That one not so much, but that's fine. I'm gonna press that one down in more. I'm gonna go and turn on this fan. And honestly, hard to reach. I was gonna get a screen thing for this, but I'll just wipe down afterwards. And what we can actually go ahead and do, win-win, baby, win-win. All right. We're gonna kind of start clumping the burgers together a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and throw on our cheese. We're going to do quite a bit of cheese. I'll be having some quality time in the restroom tonight, but it'll be worth it for the chop of the cheese. Because that's how we fucking do it in New York. Everyone's like, I never want Lawrence to cook anything from New York ever the fuck again. What an annoying asshole. What is he, a fucking New Yorker? God. So annoying. Anyways. Alright, we got that going. We just need a few more seconds for our hoagie. TMI. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, alright. Bathroom, yeah. It's all good. That's how we fucking do it in New York. Alright. Look at that. Cheesy cheese melting in. You can also put some provolone on there, some Swiss. I wanted to keep it real simple tonight. I did have cheddar. I was thinking about cheddar, but I haven't heard of putting cheddar on a chopped cheese, so I decided not to. Anyways, what I'm gonna go ahead and do now, since this is practically cooked up, we're chopping the cheese now. This is why it's called chopped cheese. We're chopping cheese now. And we're gonna mix this in a little bit. All right, there we go. Quite messy, but it's all good. We're getting all the onion in there. All the cheese is going everywhere. Man, I just seasoned this and I just realized it's gonna be such a mess, but it's okay. Because we got some chopped cheese. Some fucking chopped cheese, baby. And now we're just gonna let this caramelize more. I think we can actually go ahead and turn off the heat on this. We're gonna go ahead and get our hoagie out. This is such a late game for our hoagie. To be fair, fast people probably don't resemble cheese enough to upset your digestive. Yeah, we'll see. They've improved it. Why did I open the fridge to get out hoagie? That's not how you do it. That's not how that works, Boyardee. Alright. So I don't think you're technically supposed to chop this up like right after you take it out, but that's gonna have to be what I have to do. Good planning. Alright. So that cools down. Look at that. Doesn't that just look so good for your soul? This is one of those things you probably find on like stupid food, like, oh, look at this dumbass. I've been on that subreddit quite a bit. I feel like it'd be kind of fun to do a React Andy stream of like stuff like that, where like kind of see like people's takes on food, and like, you know, I feel like I have like quite a few thoughts. Like, I feel people in general feel very strongly about their food, and like not just, you know, like, oh, hoity-toity fine dining, but also like, you know, I feel like it's become more common to even be more like, you know, you need to be more casual with your food. I think that's kind of picked up in popularity more recently. And yeah, you know, wow, sorry, brain farting. Brain is farting everywhere. That's how we do it in New York, baby. Anyways, and that made it just 10 times worse. But like, I feel like people are, you know, there are definitely like very like cringeworthy things, like very dumb food things that people do. You know, I hate the whole like put raw meat around like pasta, cook it on a pan like raw pasta, and then like throw in the sauce, other ingredients, let it just bake in there. Those always turn out where, like, you know, the pasta literally looks like it's melting into the sauce itself, and it's just like horrible. But I literally watched one of those recently, and like I think the thing that upset me more was like this person not only did that, but like they did the weirdest as fuck thing with the sequence of veggie, where, and maybe that, you know, this is me, like somebody who cooks, you know, sauces often. Usually when you make, well, like I should say, this person threw in garlic, and then peppers, and then onions. And I'm like, that's the opposite thing you want to do. That's like the complete opposite, because onions are like, you know, take a bite of a raw onion, and you're like, yeah, you know, this acidity, this is gross, at least for me. If you slice it thin enough, maybe it's alright. But, you know, it's like so acidic, so like powerful. You need that cooked down more. Peppers are fine raw, and like, and actually this train of thought will not track with garlic, but like, you know, you can cook them for a while. Garlic, if you cook garlic for too long, it turns black, and like, you want to throw garlic in last. So it triggered me a little bit, that watching that. But like, yeah, I guess all that to say, it's funny what people find like super disgusting, and like a lot of it too is like culturally, where like, you know, I forget if it's like back in the day in China, or if even still in certain regions, like they'll like cook rocks, like put it into like a sauce and stuff, and like suck on them. Essentially, it's like a very like unique kind of like culinary experience. And then like the big one was, I remember somebody posted a video of like a very like what champ thing about like I believe it was a goose being cooked inside of a bull's testicle. That sounds gross, but like that's like a very traditional like French thing, and it's like, yeah, that sounds like gross to me initially, probably gross to other people, but it's like, you know, that's like a whole thing that crosses cultural boundaries, and it's like, you know, we do fucking biscuits and gravy and people find that to be disgusting, you know. So anyways, I killed quite a bit of time just like ranting like that. There we go. This is, oh man, shoot. Okay, not totally stuck, that's good. It's definitely hot. I did want to toast it up beforehand, but I think it's hot enough that it'll be fine. Oh, and actually, gosh, counter space. I need more counter space. New single coming out soon. Along with, why do I keep on dropping things? Why'd you gotta go and keep dropping the fucking butter? It's times like this you... Yeah, okay, I didn't think that fully through. Anyways. Alright. So we just throw stuff around. We get this big baby out. Oh gosh, so much of that came off. I might wanna... Alright, that was cleaner. I'll just do a double wrap of this. That's what you usually do anyways. Alright. So, just... Okay, take care of that. I'm doing the less pretty one. Actually, before I do that, just to kill a little bit more time, hopefully this doesn't mess up things. By the way, we will be getting to a point where we wrap up and stream will be over. So if you have any questions, ask them now. Hopefully this doesn't mess up streaming stuff, but just want to get some nice pictures. I'm actually proud of how this looks. I'm gonna save the good looking one later, show it off to production manager. Be like, hey, look what I did on my little show. He was a skater boy. He fell and scraped his arm. Hey, has anyone seen Andy? Oh, poor Andy. Wrong place at the wrong time. Needed to mind his own fucking business. That's not how you do it in fucking New York. Oh, let's get that. Alright. Oh gosh, it's so hot. Oh yeah, there's fire. Fire right here. Yeah, it does have such a nice texture to it. Okay. So, process. First and foremost, I bet you forgot that we made fucking mayo. Well, we made fucking mayo, and now we're fucking putting it on our bread for our fucking chopped cheese. There we go. Oh yeah, look at that. Ain't that so fucking beautiful? Don't you just want to get down there and just kiss it? Ain't it just fucking beautiful? But that's not all. That's not all. Alright. Now we... Man, I'm terrible at accents. I really should have... You know, I'm not good at acting. Now we take this. Usually you do it in one foul swoop, but you know. This is, it's your boy RD. We don't do things properly. We don't do it like the way they do it in fucking New York. And I'm now noticing all these tendencies I have with my left shoulder, and specifically, have you ever thought about what you fucking do with your own fucking left shoulder? Like, why do I tend to move my left shoulder as I put my right shoulder forward? Why do I do that? Why would I do that and mess up the fucking shot? Why would I do such a dumb thing? I've never had these thoughts before today. And now I'll sleep on this. Be like, man, my stream wasn't fun. I bet it wasn't as good because my shoulder. I'm such a fucking failure. I'm not a fucking New Yorker. Anyways. Now, fairly simple. And gosh, you can definitely tell this is my first. I mean, it's usually jam-packed, and we got a solution, but throw on the lettuce, throw on your fucking tomato, and you may think we're done, but there is one other secret on chopped cheese. One thing I believe that every place that is respectable that does it will do. You get your fucking ketchup and you just squirt it all over there. That's how we fucking do it here in New York, baby. Okay. Alright. Oh man, how am I gonna close this up? This is gonna happen. Well, let's see. Here, we're just gonna get nice and messy in this. Alright. There we go. And now, what we're gonna do, gonna just shove that all in there. This is how we fucking do it. This is how we fucking do it in New York. Okay. Okay. Alright. Oh gosh, that was so much. Oh gosh, this is maybe not the most professional shot shoot. And it's good we have the second layer because we could just do that. Make it look all nice and good. Like a little burrito thing. And now I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. That should help kind of close it up. It might just be a horrible mess when we open it up. Get me a Coke Zero. Here, I think I will get a plate out now. Oh gosh, look at that. Look at that. I just totally destroyed that pan. That's how we do it in fucking New York. We just destroy things without thinking. We take advantage of others, just like this bread, and we don't think about the consequences of our actions, what we end up doing to this beautiful planet we live in. You know, make a concrete jungle. And, you know, I think that's something important, you know, in New York. That's why we got Central Park, you know, you gotta appreciate life. You gotta appreciate things and not necessarily destroy them all the time. Sometimes you don't need to melt down a body and bury it somewhere. Sometimes you just need to breathe somebody up. It's a lesson, and that's life. Anyways, let's go ahead and cut this open. Oh yeah, here we go. Sandwich reveal. Oh my gosh. Look at fucking that. That actually looks good. That looks... I mean, you can kind of see it spilling out. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I don't think I've made a sandwich this well before. Alright, definitely getting a couple of pictures. Actually, a funny behind the scenes thing in a second. So you can kind of tell if you can see through my phone screen. This isn't the best lighting. So what I often do is I will open up our rusty. I will turn the light on in here, and at night this is our best lighting. And I will take some pictures. Because that's how we fucking do it in New York, baby! Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Ain't it beautiful? Ain't it just beautiful? Alright. Yeah, I keep going to fucking Jersey. Anyway, let's go ahead. I think we can probably heard trans rights, baby. That's what we're here for, but that was also a transition. And now we go over here. We stop that. GoPro has a little bit. Yeah. Bathroom selfie like Sammy, like we in New York. Alright. Here we go. Now you get to see me disarm. That's nice. It's like wearing a constant back brace. Anywho. Gosh. I'm so happy right now how this turned out. Like, well, let's taste it. Let's taste it and find out. Here we go. It's got ketchup all over. That's one downside, but that's fine. That's all good. I feel they're usually messy. They're like usually very messy. Usually you have like parchment. I didn't have parchment paper. Oh, you probably can't hear me too well. Usually you would have like parchment paper, but like, you know, you forget things. You're like, do I really want to pay like $7 for parchment paper? You know, stuff like that. Anyways, so let's go in. It's a messy sandwich, okay? Messy. Here. Gonna go for another bite. It's how we fucking do it in New York. I feel quite proud right now. That turned out real good. Here. Didn't want to taste the bread specifically. It's nice, light, and fluffy, and I feel like the olive oil actually adds like a nice little flavor to it. So good. Here, I might want to show it off more with this one right here, but this is kind of like the reason. There we go. So take a look at this. Yeah, it looks like a burger in a sense, but it also has like, it's a deli sandwich. It looks like a deli sandwich too. It's like a hamburger made in the style of a deli sandwich, and that's what a chopped cheese is. And like, imagine this, but like that was like slices of chicken, slices of ham. That totally, you know, checks out. Yeah, I'm so happy with how this turned out. And here, let me see if I could do something kind of fun. Put that right here. It's such a fucking mess. Because that's how we fucking do it here in New York. We don't shut up about how we fucking do it here in New York. Alright, I might take a picture of this, but it's not pretty. 1 second. There it is. Look at that. You can't even tell it's a sandwich right there, but there you go. That's how you tell. Yeah, I don't think they actually usually add pickles. That's another. I feel like that's also burger though. That's very burger as well. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone watching on YouTube. I hope you had fun watching this. If you want to watch this live, hit me up in the chat, make fun of me while I'm cooking, you know, making a fool of myself. Please give me a follow on in Twitch, twitch.com/itsyourboyrd. It's also going to be down in the description. And if you want to hit that like button, if you enjoyed the stream, that's greatly appreciated. And if you want to keep up to date, subscribe. And yeah, more coming in the future. And have a good night. Smell you later.